Hello, I'm just making sure it's recording and it looks like it is. It is Tina Clark, computer teacher. Today is August 5th, 2020. And we are going to continue on. In the previous video, we did Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. And let me just remind you, that was that book right there, Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. Today we are going to do the companion book, and this is from BookFlix. We are going to do the companion book called Recycle That. Before I have you get into that, I want to also remind you that at the end of the last video, I talked about this BrainPop video on reduce, reuse, and recycle. If you have not watched this video yet, you can pause this video that I'm making and go ahead and watch that. And the link to that will be in the description of this video. And the user is lsschool. Password is bulldogs2020. Okay, let's keep going. What we are going to do now is get into Recycle That. So, in Joseph Had a Little Overcoat, Joseph used his coat for many different things, just by cutting away the worn parts. He made a jacket, a vest, a tie, and scarf, and other things from his worn-out coat. We are going to read a book now called Recycle That. And this book will tell us about things we can recycle. And recycle means to use all or part of something again. So the instructions are here. Make sure your staff hear the instructions here. It says, read the story at the link I have provided for you in the description below. And by below, I mean below this YouTube video in its own description. This is a BookFlix book. After you watch the book, watch the rest of this video that I'm making and answer the questions in the next few slides. So I'm going to escape out of this and I will show you. The link will be this website right here. The link in the description that you will click on is the South Dakota State Library link. That's the same link that we used for Joseph Had a Little Overcoat, and this is the same process. You're going to get to this website and you're going to click on BookFlix. And it takes a second or two to come up. You can skip the intro.
Click on a category.
And do a title search. Do a title search for Joseph. So I'm typing in Joseph. And then the books will come up. We've already read Joseph Had a Little Overcoat. We are going to now read Recycle That. And I'm going to go ahead and read it with you, but I want you to know how to get to this so you can read this on your own also, if you would like to do that. Okay, now in the previous slide I was into here, I said that you could pause this video, and you can pause it if you want and read the book yourself, but if you want to keep going in this video and just listen to me read, that's fine too. You could do both. And I also want to point out that if you do decide to read the book on your own, you can click on Read Along and it will read it for you. But I'm going to go ahead and read it. This is called Recycle That. Bottles, cans, mail, magazine, boxes, and bags. We throw out a lot of trash. Look at that picture of all that trash. Everything we throw away came from somewhere. The paper products we use, newspaper, magazines, cards, and boxes are made from trees. Thousands and thousands of trees are cut down each day to make the paper that we use. Look at all those trees they've cut down. Fields and hills are dug up to get sand to make glass and metals to make cans. The plastics that we use are made with oil, pumped from deep inside the earth. There's an oil well right there, getting oil from inside the earth. Excuse me. Each time we take something from the earth, we change the earth. The ways we change it are not always good for us or for wild animals. Yeah. So when you are getting oil, or sometimes if you are digging for sand or metals, you do have to really get into the dirt and be kind of invasive and just tear up the ground. And that's what that picture is right there. And sometimes that's okay to do, but sometimes we can do too much of that. and that's not good for the environment or for wild animals. And where does all the trash go anyway? Most of it goes into landfills. Landfills are large areas of land set aside just for trash. So here's a picture of a landfill. It is a big pile of garbage, and bulldozers have to go in there. And they eventually will bulldoze it and, bulldoze it down into the ground. So a landfill is land set aside just for trash. But we only have so much land to do this, and we throw out so much trash that our landfills are filling up, and soon there won't be any more room. By using and throwing away so many things, we have created a big problem. What can you do? What can you do to help? You can recycle. And again, recycle means to use all or part of something again. When something is recycled, all or part of it is used again, just like we said. And look, in this picture, they're recycling pop cans. Many towns and cities have special programs for recycling. Each home gets a special container for items to be recycled. Often, cans, bottles, and newspapers can be recycled. In some places, magazines and plastic bottles can be recycled too. A recycling truck comes to pick up the recyclables. A recyclable, that's hard to say, are items that can be used again. Each material goes into its own bin. The truck driver drives to a recycling center. Look, and he dumps off the recycling. And a lot of times, excuse me, at least in Sioux Falls anyway, this page talks about a recycling truck. In Sioux Falls, it would be probably your garbage company that would come by and pick up your recycling. Okay, let's go back because this is a continuation. The truck driver drives to a recycling center where everything is sorted and bundled. Bundled means grouped or tied together, and they are bundling the recycling items right here in this picture. People also bring things to the recycling center themselves. In places where there is no pickup service, this is the only way to recycle. Every few days, trucks come to the recycling center to take each material to factories. So the process is, we set out the recycling, your garbage company or recycling company comes by and picks it up, takes it to the recycling center, trucks come along and take the material to factories. Where old glass can be made into new glass, old cans can be made into new cans, old paper can be made into new paper. All the old stuff that goes to these recycling places gets turned into new things in the factory. Old plastics can be made into new plastic items, like this playground equipment in that picture. You can also recycle by reusing things like bags, boxes, and plastic bottles. Can you see why it's smart to recycle? Things that would have been wasted can be made into something useful instead. Each time you recycle one can, bottle, or newspaper, you help the earth a little bit. So recycle that. It's easy. Okay, now that's the book. We're going to go back into my PowerPoint and have some questions. So here's the first question. I think we're doing okay on time. Where does a lot of our trash go? Does it go to the landfill or does it go on an airplane somewhere? Pause the video and answer this question. Where does a lot of our trash go? To the landfill on the left, or does it go on an airplane somewhere on the right? I'm going to keep going. You pause it and get your answer. The answer is a lot of our trash goes to the landfill. Yeah, you can see that in that picture. The landfills are getting too full. What can we do to help? Is it there's nothing we can do, or can we recycle? Which one is the correct answer? Pause the video and you answer. What can we do to help the landfills that are getting too full? There's nothing we can do on the left, or can we recycle on the right? I'm going to keep going. We can recycle, yes. We can take old things, put them in a container, let them be taken away to a recycling center to turn into new things. Choose some things that can be recycled in my choices. So there are 4 things here. Which of these 4 things can be recycled? Can a banana be recycled? Can a newspaper be recycled? Can a plastic bottle be recycled? Can spaghetti be recycled? Pause the video, get your answer. I'm going to go ahead and give the answers. The things that can be recycled are the plastic bottles and newspapers. They can be recycled. We can't recycle spaghetti or a banana because that's food. Okay, next slide. Choose the things in this slide that can be recycled. Can a glass jar be recycled? Can an apple core be recycled? Can old tattered shoes with holes be recycled? Can a cardboard box be recycled? You pause the video. You get your answer. I'm going to keep going. The things that can be recycled are the glass jar and the cardboard box. We can't really recycle an apple core because that's food. And you know, this tattered shoe is in pretty bad shape. It is like really bad. It's not even good enough to donate to like a Goodwill. So I'm going to say that that old shoe can't be recycled. You can talk about it and tell me if you know otherwise, if there are places that would take something that old. But if it was me, I'd throw it in the garbage. Items for recycling end up at factories where old glass is turned into new glass. Old cans are turned into new cans. And old paper is turned into what? At a recycling factory, is old paper turned into new paper on the left, or is it turned into a garbage can on the right? Pause the video and get your answer. I'm going to keep going. Old paper at a recycling factory. Old paper is turned into new paper. See, look at that. Look at that roll right there. They took old paper, they mixed it with probably some bits of trees and some chemicals, and they turned it into pulp and squished out the fluid, and they turned it into new paper. All right, that is all for this video, and that is the book called Recycle That. Again, make sure you go back and watch the BrainPop video, and I will catch you in the next video.